Hi folks, this is Pat. Welcome back to More Sporting. Appreciate you guys stopping by and checking out what we have on offer. When I was putting wheels away here, I noticed that I had a problem with my anchor. It was all screwed up.
Some people have accused me of talking out of my backside, and you know that might be true. But I want you to notice just how stable this native Titan is, because I'm able to do this without falling out of the kayak, which is pretty cool. All right, well, once I get the anchor sorted here, we're going to travel on down the lake, see if we can catch some fish.
Now, I was able to get that sorted, and I was able to do it before I crashed into the rocks on the shore. And now we're going to head out down the lake, and I'm pretty excited here. I've been thinking about this now for several days since the last time I was out here, that the fish are probably still spawning, and that give me an opportunity to maybe catch some of those big largemouth. So hopefully that happens today. Let's stick around and find out. Well, this is my first stop on my epic Pine Lake journey, and you can see that dock behind me to the left. I made an absolutely horrible cast to that dock, and in the process of getting my worm unhooked, I noticed that there was a fish on that bed, that same bed that I lost a fish on last week. And so I thought, well, let me just fish for that guy. So I set up anchor, and yeah, it didn't take me but a couple casts, and that fish grabbed a hold of my wacky worm, and here I got him. Now, he wasn't a very big fish, and that was the issue I had the last time I was fishing for him. I thought, well, he's just not very big. It was, you know, I'm trying to catch big ones for my year-end tournament, and he just wasn't all that big. So, but, you know, hey, it's catching a fish. So I did catch him, and I did measure him, and he came out to about 14 3/4, I think, or 14 1/4, something like that. I do want to start doing a better job of explaining to you guys just exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. In this case, I was fishing a wacky worm and just tossing it into beds, totally sight fishing. This water was super clear, and you could see these fish from a good 30, 40 feet away, and easily. And so, yeah, I saw that fish, and I ended up tossing it to him, and it really wasn't that hard to catch this guy. So, but I will do my best to explain this stuff as we're going through this. And I also want to mention that I have I do have a new camera on order. Should be here in the next couple of days, and hopefully I'll be able to have running commentary. You may not appreciate that after you listen to it, but hopefully I'll be able to do that as opposed to the way I've been doing it with voiceovers and partial video from my chest cam. But anyway, here we go. We're measuring this guy up, and then we'll move on to our next fish. Well, I had some tackle damage on that last fish, so I figured I'd put a nice new fresh worm on, retie, make sure everything's good and sturdy, because this next fish is a big fish. I can see it on the bed from here even, and I can't quite cast to it accurately from here, so I'm going to get a little closer, and then I make, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 dozen casts to this fish, and this fish is acting really aggressive towards the worm. He's swiping at it, or she is, and every time that I pull the worm out of there, she chases it away, and very antagonistic towards that worm, but she wasn't going to bite it. She didn't commit to biting it, so it was a bit frustrating. And then at one point here, I even pulled out a large stick that was like 3 or 4 feet from the bed. She didn't seem to even notice or care that happened. She stayed locked onto the bed, which was a good thing. So I thought the best thing I could do next is to try to reposition the boat, get it maybe behind that dock a little bit so that I don't stick out quite so much on the horizon, and that maybe I could get her to bite. So that's what I did. I didn't get the boat repositioned as well as I would have liked, but I did make a perfect cast into this bed, and I was just totally thrilled with that. And of course, when I did that, she bit it. And I could see that it was a largemouth bass, and instantly she came off, and I have to mute the rest of it.
Oh, bitch.
Now, I might add, my whole point of coming here was to catch largemouth bass, and I didn't know that was a largemouth bass. And so once I saw she was a largemouth, I was really, really, really disappointed, which is why I had to mute that part of the video. At this point, I figured it's probably best just to pack it in. She's not going to bite now, and head out over to another area of the lake and see if I can catch a different fish. I pulled into this set of docks that looked to be about in the area that I was catching fish the previous time I was out here, and there was a big fish in his bed. And so I, uh, I, she didn't seem to even notice or care about the wacky worm. Didn't pay any attention to that. So what I did was I put on a drop shot with the bait really close to the sinker, and I tossed that in there and just wiggled it around. She hammered it, and so yeah, I was quite excited because this is a big fish right here. So yeah, you can see she's quite animated and quite a big fish, 18 and a quarter. Now, if you're paying attention, um, that 18 and a quarter sounds vaguely familiar. It's the size of the fish that I caught last week. And turns out when I went back and looked at the video, it is the exact same freaking fish. And I cannot submit this fish to the year-end tournament because I've already submitted this fish. So yeah, it was fun to catch her, and what I learned from it is that you can use different baits. You know, they don't get desensitized to this stuff if you continue to rotate your baits a little bit. So yeah, I measured her here, but because I didn't think it was the same fish at this point. It wasn't until I put her on the board and saw that she was exactly 18 and a quarter inches that I thought, wait a minute. this this is the same damn fish. Anywho, yeah. So this is all academic right here. Let's go on to the next fish. Well, I did work my way around the lake, and I saw quite a few beds, and some of them had fish in them, and some of them didn't. And I came across this one section that looked, with cattails and stuff, looked really bassy. I thought, oh, there's going to be a fish here for sure. And there was 3 or 4 beds in between these 2 docks, and I ended up pitching in my wacky worm, and this little teeny smallmouth came flying out of there and came over and smacked it. Now I start to talk about this fish as being a keeper. And technically it is because it's over 12 inches. But the reason why I'm saying that is because at this point, I have yet to be able to catch 5 fish in one day that would score that are bigger than 12 inches. So it's important. I got another keeper here. I don't, he's not a big one, but he is a keeper. Right in the side of the mouth, which is nice. All right, buddy. Here we go. Yeah. I think he's a keeper. I need to fight like crazy, though. I can tell you that. I spent some time working my way around the lake, and I didn't see a whole lot on the other shore that looked like it was very fishy. And so before I packed it in for the day, I thought I'm going to go back and give this largemouth one more try. It's been 2 or 3 hours at this point. You know, maybe he's forgot all about, or she's forgot all about me, and I'll use my drop shot setup, and she hit it relatively quickly. Within, I don't know, 3 or 4 casts, she was on it. As soon as I got a good cast in there, she was on it, and I thought for sure she was going to come off. I thought I was going to break her off right here, but it didn't happen. I ended up netting her, and this is a big fish for me. This was my personal best largemouth. Now, last year I only caught 3 largemouths, so you know, it's not hard to be the best one out of 4. So I'm pretty thrilled with this fish right here. She's certainly a big fish for me, and probably above average for a lot of people. So a super nice fish. What a fish. What a freaking fish. There you have it. That fish was a 19.5 inch fish, and I just really love it when a plan comes together. I started out this day thinking, I got to get a largemouth. I got to get at least one largemouth out of this whole deal. There's a whole reason why I started fishing Pine Lake was to catch a largemouth because WDFW lists Pine Lake as a largemouth lake. They don't even list it as having smallmouths, which clearly it has plenty of those, but they list it as a largemouth lake. And so that was my whole plan was to get a largemouth bass out of this deal. And yeah, I finally got one, and it was a good sized fish. So yeah, totally thrilled with that. All right, with that, I decided that I was going to call it a day. And the thing is that at this point, that's 4 fish. I still have not gotten to the point where I have caught 5 fish that are keepers. So that's what you need to do if you're going to be a tournament fisherman is you got to regularly catch 5 fish. And this is one of my better fishing days ever, and I still didn't catch 5 fish. So anyway, that's what we got for you today. Appreciate you stopping by. Please like and subscribe.